Hello, health champions. Today we're going to talk about what would happen if you drink apple cider vinegar before bedtime. I call the video that because a lot of people have asked due to some videos suggesting that you should drink it before bedtime. But we're going to cover all possible scenarios so you really understand what would be best for you. The best time for you depends on the mechanism involved that would benefit you, and that determines the timing. First, we have to understand what the different things are that apple cider vinegar can do for you. The first thing it can do is help digestion. The reason it can do that is that it's an acid, but it is not a very strong acid. If we compare the pH of apple cider vinegar to stomach acid, hydrochloric acid, we see that apple cider vinegar has a pH of 2.5 to 3, which is quite acidic, but still very weak compared to hydrochloric acid, which is between 1 and 2. If you understand that pH is an exponential scale, then the difference between these two ranges is about 30 to 100 times. So hydrochloric acid is 30 to 100 times stronger. Even though apple cider vinegar helps digestion tremendously, it does not actually digest anything by itself. What it does is prime the digestive tract, jump-starting the action. In the stomach, there are some cells called parietal cells that make hydrochloric acid for us, and apple cider vinegar triggers or stimulates these cells to do that. As a result, an enzyme called pepsin is released, which starts pre-digesting our proteins. This process starts in the stomach, but the next step is that we also stimulate the gallbladder to release bile. And then pancreatic enzymes are released from the pancreas. This takes place in the small intestine, but it is set up by the action in the stomach. Everything happens in a certain sequence. One thing leads to another, and apple cider vinegar can start off this process. The pancreas releases proteases to digest protein further into individual amino acids, lipases to break down fat, which the gallbladder started with bile, and also amylase to break down carbohydrates. Apple cider vinegar can be very helpful because many people have something called hypochlorhydria, meaning they don't make enough hydrochloric acid by themselves. Apple cider vinegar can help stimulate this process. If you don't have enough stomach acid, you may experience symptoms like bloating, indigestion, and malabsorption. This can lead to deficiencies in protein, iron, calcium, and magnesium. Additionally, a lack of stomach acid can contribute to acid reflux or GERD, gastroesophageal reflux disease. A common misconception is that acid reflux is caused by too much acid, but in most cases it's actually due to too little acid. When food isn't broken down properly, it sits in the stomach and starts bubbling back up, causing symptoms. Apple cider vinegar can also help with blood sugar control because the active ingredient, acetic acid, improves stomach acidity, slows gastric emptying, and reduces carbohydrate absorption. This prevents rapid blood sugar spikes. Studies show that taking apple cider vinegar before a meal can increase insulin sensitivity by up to 34%, with greater effects in people with insulin resistance or type 2 diabetes. Another benefit is that apple cider vinegar can stimulate fat burning. Acetic acid increases the activity of AMPK, AMP-activated protein kinase, which helps regulate energy balance. When energy levels are low, AMPK signals the body to start burning fat instead of storing it. Additionally, apple cider vinegar can help suppress appetite by increasing GLP-1, a hormone that makes you feel fuller for longer. It also supports gut health, as acetic acid is a short-chain fatty acid that can nourish beneficial gut bacteria while inhibiting harmful bacteria. If you choose unfiltered apple cider vinegar, it contains the mother, a cloudy substance that includes enzymes and probiotics that further support gut health. Now that you understand the benefits, the best time to take apple cider vinegar depends on your goals. First thing in the morning on an empty stomach. This primes digestion, clears undigested residue, supports gut health, boosts metabolism, and promotes fat burning. Before a meal, around 15 to 20 minutes before. This enhances digestion, improves nutrient absorption, reduces acid reflux, and stabilizes blood sugar levels. Before bed, this primarily improves gut health and blood sugar control, especially for those who wake up with high blood sugar. However, if you are prone to hypoglycemia or low blood sugar, taking apple cider vinegar at night might not be ideal. If taken at night, it's recommended to rinse your mouth after drinking it and wait about 30 minutes before brushing your teeth, as the acid can temporarily soften enamel. Dosage recommendations. In the morning on an empty stomach, take 1 tablespoon or 15 milliliters, diluted in 8 to 16 ounces, or 250 to 500 milliliters of water. Before meals, 1 tablespoon if eating a low-carb meal, 2 tablespoons if consuming more carbohydrates, doubling the water as well. Before bed, start with 1 teaspoon or 5 milliliters, diluted in water and increase gradually if needed. How to make it taste better. Some people dislike the taste of apple cider vinegar. To improve the flavor, you can dilute it in at least 8 ounces of water, add a squeeze of lemon, use a few drops of stevia for sweetness, or mix with sparkling water and ice cubes. Risks and precautions. While apple cider vinegar is generally safe in moderation, excessive use can lead to irritation of the digestive tract. If this happens, dilute it further and reduce the dosage. Tooth enamel erosion. Drink it with a straw. Rinse your mouth afterward and avoid brushing your teeth immediately. Mineral imbalances. Excessive amounts can lead to potassium, calcium, and magnesium deficiencies, potentially causing bone loss. A study found that a woman who consumed 250 milliliters, or about 17 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar daily for 6 years, developed severe potassium deficiency and bone loss. However, sticking to reasonable amounts around 3 tablespoons per day is unlikely to cause issues. It's also important to consider other sources of vinegar in your diet. If you're already consuming vinegar from salad dressings, hot sauce, or other sources, you may not need additional apple cider vinegar. While apple cider vinegar has unique benefits, even white distilled vinegar provides 90% of the same effects. If you found this information helpful, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss important health updates.